Hi there. Welcome back on the journey to transform culture. I'm Steve, and I'll be your guide. Well, folks, today let's talk about hope. I know, right? Not a small topic, but we won't spend a lot of time going into the deep, dark depths of, I won't say dark, but the deep depths of hope. Hopefully not dark, right? We're talking about hope, for goodness sakes. No, but we're going to just kind of do a bit of an overview on hope and then, talk a little bit about, organizations and culture and how hope might be seen from maybe a few different perspectives. If you go back into history and into ancient times, all the way up through now, you can see where hope has essentially been seen and modeled through faiths, through different psychology, through philosophy, and what is hope, right? I mean, well, I hope a good outcome, right? So if we're thinking about an organization, for example, to keep this, simple, hey, I hope we meet our goal, or I hope X, Y, or Z, whatever the case may be. I hope that we are able to, hire on more people onto our team. I hope our team improves. So there's, you start to get into this thing where you can have hope about a lot of different things, that could be measured and tracked in a lot of different ways, but really is hope something you can just count on alone? I mean, yes, hope. Is it a road? Is it a guiding force? Is it kind of walking a narrow path, a narrow bridge high above, and hope is this, 1 inch rope that you can kind of hold on to. It may not save you, but it gives you more confidence on your journey. You know, is hope really us looking too far into the future and then residing in hope too much? Can we over rely on hope, right? Because what is hope if we aren't doing anything, right? So if you're going to travel across the desert and you've got a quart of water for 5 people, all the hope in the world isn't going to get you across that in with no water, virtually no water, right? So there has to be something to go along with hope. There has to be a volition, preparedness, a planning, an intentional activity that you do that hope is driving you towards, right? So we want to meet our goals. Okay, let's plan. Let's figure out how to overcome certain things. You could think of a business being cyclical, right? You have your busy seasons, your slow seasons, your busy times of the year, busy, ups and downs, right? Everything in a wave, right? So you can hope that it isn't as bad, that this slow season isn't as difficult as the last slow season, right? You can have that hope. You can have the hope that, well, I hope this busy season, riding the wave up, I hope this busy season is, better than last year, right? But if you don't do anything with that hope, if that hope isn't a driver, right? And what is it driving us to? It's driving us to elevate, right? Or to reduce the negative impact as well, right? I hope our tire doesn't go completely flat before we reach our destination, right? You can have that kind of a hope, and then what do? You got to manage things, right? So it's about managing things, and it's about being proactive then sometimes to evade, avoid, or to steer clear of the worst possible outcome potentially, right? So that hope can be a driver of your actions and your intention to be able to, get to the outcome or lessen the impact on your journey to where you're going, whatever goal or vision that you're trying to achieve. Those are very pragmatic ways of looking at hope, right? You might feel like, well, we've kind of deflated the magic out of hope, right? I don't think so. When I've done Kaizen events and I get folks together, inside of me, there have been times when I've get midway through the event and we've made some improvements for sure, but we didn't really get to that breakthrough improvement. And I inside was very hopeful that we would. Now, I can't tie my hope to the outcome, But because all of our intention was hopeful to achieve that goal, it was driving us forward. We were brainstorming, we were, moving things around, we were trying to figure things out, right? We were moving the parts and the pieces around to see how we could make this puzzle fit best together. And wouldn't you know it, a breakthrough comes. It always comes for some interesting reason. And did we have hope? Sure, we had hope. Was our expectation, though, that we were going to have the breakthrough that we did? Not at all. We far exceeded our expectation. And so what we seems like in some ways, hope is more or less kind of a looking back going, we had hope and we didn't give up, right? So hope can also be a thing that makes us go, don't give up, because that can seem to be the antithesis. The opposite of hope is giving up, or who cares, or apathy to actually expect that something good can happen, to expect that the greater outcome, the greater possibility can occur. So hope can be kind of a vehicle, a guiding rope, a light in a dark path, whatever. It's not going to wheel you down that path, but it might just be enough light to get you, where you want to go. And hanging on to hope, while it might feel a little nebulous, a little bit more like, woo-woo magic, you know, you, people might even look at it as a placebo effect. Hey, we had hope, right? And that kept us engaged. Great, if it's a placebo effect. I think there's some psychology that research, which I can't quote off the top of my head, but you can look it up. Psychology research that basically ties this, ties our, I guess you could say, our human condition of having purpose, hope toward purpose, drives us forward to achieve our goals, right? Or to achieve something, right? Whether it doesn't have to be a long-term big goal, it could just be a small G goal, right? An objective. So, don't sell hope short. Hope can be the thing, when in the darkness, it might be the thing that shines the light. Certainly, for the faithful, hope, is that light. Hope is a direct expression of that light, that potential, that possibility, that if I just keep hope alive, right? If I just keep that candle burning, that candle of hope burning, then possibly, maybe, if I'm preparing and I'm doing what I can do, being a good steward of resources and so forth, if I'm doing all these right things with that candlelight of hope, that the outcome, may end up, we may end up getting to where we want to go on that journey. So don't sell hope short in your organization. That being said, we can't rely just solely on hope. We can't just sit back and say, well, I hope the team learns how to perform more efficiently. No, that's you've got to walk the path. You've got to, it's one thing to have the candlelight of hope, but if you're not using it to walk that path, then you're not going to achieve it. And neither are those by setting expectations that you don't communicate. If you don't communicate an expectation, don't expect that it's going to be met. And further, if you're not doing anything to develop your team, or if you're a team member not developing yourself, and you're not working hard to broaden your knowledge, skills, and abilities, and increase the depth of your ability and your capacity to lead at any level, then certainly all the hope in the world is not going to do you any good if it isn't on the journey to get from here to there, right? But on that journey, let hope be kind of that light for you. Let it shine and illuminate your path. And don't give up. If the bottom line is, don't give up. The bottom line is always have hope, whatever and however you imbibe that. It could be through your faith. It could be through your psychology. It could be through your mythology. It could be through all different avenues. Your sociology, our connection as people. If we don't lose hope in one another, if we keep hope alive, right, that we can become better and that we can unite and that we can, right, that we can do, a lot of different things, achieve a lot of different goals, or overcome a lot of different obstacles. We have to keep that hope alive. If we don't reserve a space for that, then we become cynical. We become negative, And then what do you think follows that, right? If it is a placebo effect, certainly the lack of hope becomes a jaded cynicism, and jaded cynicism is definitely going to prevent you from getting you from here to there or achieving the goal, big G, little g, however you looked at it. And so this is why keeping hope alive is super important, not only for organizations and for, you know, for communities, but also the culture at large. So just want to talk a little bit today about hope. Don't lose hope. Never give up. There is always the possibility that if you don't lose hope and you keep working toward what you're working toward, that you will achieve that. But if you lose hope, you will most certainly, more than likely, not achieve that. So, just talking a little bit today about hope. Remember, hit that good domino 3 to 5 times a day or more to uplift, motivate, inspire, and encourage others. And when we do that, not only we're helping other people, but we're transforming culture, right? We are revealing hopefulness in others to others when we do that, but we're also allowing that hopefulness to cycle and reciprocate back through us as well. And when we do this, we all transform and we improve. So hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by today. And until next time, take care.